Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'll be discussing the Lakers possibly re-signing Andre Drummond. As of now, they're saying they really like how he fits in next to LeBron and AD, but even then, they're only considering re-signing him. Anyways, I'll go over this story in more detail right after the intro. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I hope you enjoy the video. So the Lakers got to add Drummond to their roster for really cheap since no one was wanting to trade for him in Cleveland. He wasn't a bad player or anything, it's just that his contract was at $28 million and teams weren't willing to pay that much for him. And so he was bought out by Cleveland and he found his way to the Lakers soon after. His signing was no surprise to anyone either, since the Lakers and Drummond had been talking back and forth for a long time, even before he was officially signed. And so that brings us to today. And through 5 games with the Lakers, he's averaging 9 points, shooting a pretty bad 45%, and he has a plus-minus average of -7. But don't worry, these things are nothing to worry about. He's only starting, and he's gonna get better. And that's the purpose of this video. So currently he's on just a 1-year deal with the Lakers, but that is expected to change. So we got a report saying the Lakers are considering re-signing Andre Drummond. And because he's on just a 1-year deal, I expected this report to come out sooner or later. I mean, you either re-sign him or he's gonna consider other teams. And he's a pretty good player, and being signed to just a 1-year deal means the Lakers don't really have a plan for their future. There's just no way that Gasol and Montrezl Harrell can do a center's job all alone. I mean, Montrez is really good, but he's best when he comes off the bench. He won 6th Man of the Year once, and I know he's gonna win it at least 2 more times in his career. And he's a solid player, but he's not a starter. And Gasol is getting kind of old too, right? He's moving slow. He's not able to jump or play explosively, and he's getting out-rebounded a lot. The Lakers at least considering re-signing Andre Drummond is already a step in the right direction. They also mentioned how they really like how he fits in next to AD and LeBron. So I'm not sure what this means, to be honest, since they haven't really played any games together, but maybe they're implying that they like the potential fit. Or maybe they're saying that those 3 players are communicating and working really well in practice together. Either way, this is good news to hear too. Drummond fitting in nicely with AD and LeBron is exactly what he needed to do to be re-signed. And AD and LeBron probably have the biggest say when it comes to roster management, right? Since AD and LeBron are probably the biggest reasons behind the team's success, they have power to decide who stays and who doesn't. So I'm glad Drummond has found a home where he fits in somewhat nice. The theory of being a good fit makes sense too, if you think about it. So in most teams, you have one really good player, and then his backup on the bench is decent, but he's not a starter. But last year, the Lakers strangely had 2 centers of equal skill, right? They had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. And if there was a case where one player lacked something, the other player would make up for it, and vice versa. It was an unconventional setup, but it worked. This year, Gasol and Montrezl Harrell both have gaps in their game that Drummond is filling in. Gasol doesn't quite have what it takes to play as physically as he used to. Montrez can try his best, but being only 6'9", he's at a disadvantage too. And that's where Drummond can come in and do his job. So yeah, the whole theory about Drummond fitting in well makes perfect sense. So, judging from what we've seen so far on the court and all the reports that we've seen, so far the Drummond experiment is doing pretty good. But even if things don't turn out well, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't re-sign him. I'll even say, even if they don't get to the finals, if they at least make it somewhat deep in the playoffs, then Drummond has earned a spot on the Lakers. and they should definitely re-sign him to maximize the time they have with LeBron and AD together. Anyways, that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed my content, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.